Monday morning. All right, got about 10 minutes before I got to get out of here. I got 3 new clients last week for the gym. That's 6 clients. Woo! I'm very excited. This week's going to be a full stress test on this routine, especially tomorrow, because tomorrow, Tuesday morning, I now have a 7:30 a.m. client, which means I may or may not get this filmed first thing in the morning before I leave, which means it may be an afternoon tea with Maya. So hang tight. Let's see what happens. Be patient, but I am determined to make this a thing because I really enjoy this flow. And it was funny. I was saying to you guys about this art piece last week, and I've got it here. I didn't finish it. I managed to talk myself out of doing it all weekend, even though that was the only thing that I wanted to do, and that was actually something that I was really looking forward to doing. Saturday, I ended up having to go into town for a client, but I ended up going in and grabbing a couple more supplies, art supplies, to finish this piece. And yeah, I didn't do it. I didn't finish it. It's almost finished. I kind of realized I wasn't going to get it to her before the conference because the conference is happening this week. So, you ready? My little art reveal. Ta-da! That's Becca Pike. That's that mentor I keep mentioning. She's hilarious. She this year for her Hell Yes Live business conference in Kentucky, she rented out billboards to advertise it. And as soon as I saw the photo, I felt like I needed to paint her that piece as a momentous occasion. So yeah, a couple of things left to finish it. I need to tidy up the text. I need to tidy up the base of the display, and I'm actually going to do a little graffiti over the top of it. So yeah, I will finish that. I will finish it. I will finish it. I think that's a big thing about getting into these projects again, and something that I do love about content, and even starting this little channel with the Monday to Friday touch points. Something I've always loved about content, and especially whenever I found myself getting into little ruts, is I've used content or I've used projects or I've used the posting accountability for myself to get myself out of it. People are watching and not watching. More often than not, people are not even paying attention. But it's that using the ability of social media to either say you're going to do something, or not even say you're going to do something, to just start something and commit to something for yourself, and then use that as your touch points and as your reason and as your discipline and as your way forward as you move through this trajectory. Is what's it called? The observer effect. You know, they even say that, right? Like if you're really struggling for a while, pretend that there's a film crew following you around for 10 days doing a documentary. What would they be capturing? What would they be doing? What would you be doing? Because it's very quick to say, you know, or to feel stuck in some of these, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know how. I spent the whole weekend avoiding that painting. And that's all I wanted to get done this week. It's very funny how we push away from the things that we want to do, and how easy we make other things more important that are not, and how it's so funny to watch. And I almost think it's like this little challenge. Like I told you, you know, I've managed to build up enough free time in my life that I was starting to ruminate again, and I was starting to get that graspy feeling again and bury my head in work. And, you know, even if having the whole day in space and the whole day at home, I would manage to talk myself into not having time to train or not having time to do X, Y, Z because I had to work. Yeah. And look, I get it. Some of the time that is the case. You know, you fill yourself up too much. You max yourself out. There are only so many hours in the day. There's only so many hours in the day to get certain things done. But carving out those pieces of time, and again, I like the analogy with the artwork, because as long as you keep coming back to the canvas, as long as you keep adding brushstrokes, as long as you keep putting something onto it, eventually it'll get done. Like, I know this will get done. I know this will get done this week. I really want to get this sent off because I have new ideas. Like from this piece, I have a whole series that I want to paint for another online mentor that I've found that I think would just be absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I just think it's really nice to have these little mini side quest projects in amongst everything that I'm doing. And again, we've just wrapped 4 weeks of the Sidekick Challenge. Again, this might also feel like a lot to some people. And I think this is where everybody has to remember who they are and why the most important part of this journey is figuring out who you are, how you operate, how you find your flow. And it's really difficult to do. It's it's quite hard because we're not normally in situations where we're allowed to just do nothing for long enough to allow our natural tendencies of how we actually operate come through. And I spent a long time putting myself in a position where I was able to do that so that I could start learning these things, so that I could start seeing where my mind was starting to play tricks on me, so that I could see where I was hiding. And it's this coming back, coming back, coming back, coming back, going again, coming back, testing the next thing, seeing what worked, seeing what didn't, having that ability to sort of zoom out and then dig back in and then zoom out and then dive back in, fully committed to the process, fully detached from the outcome. It's a very interesting way to live, but it's I feel like a lot more has shifted in the last couple of months, just even in the last month, honestly, doing these and diving right in. I went back to episode 1 and it just reminded me it was that weekend that my family was still in town. So even with them still in town, even with everything going on, I still started something that was for me, and I've managed to continue it moving forward. And I think there's these little things. We're very good at putting ourselves on the last part of the list always. And if you keep doing that your whole life, you will end up at a point where you just look around and you're like, what the fuck is this? But you've done it to yourself. So it's really difficult. Like it really is. And it's a big thing to deprogram yourself from this feeling of it being selfish or egotistical. I love it. Jay Yang posted the other day, he's like, if you had any idea how many people win when I win, you'd understand that this pursuit wasn't selfish. And it's that. I think we've unfortunately been in such an era of shitty coaches, shitty products, people over-promising and under-delivering, and that it's more rare to find people that actually stick to it. But at the same time, it's not, because there are a lot of people that don't want to play this silly game online or play this weird, I have to do this, I have to do that, and so they just get on with it and they build something regardless. You don't always hear about these people because more often than not, they've disappeared, they're hiding, they've got their people, it's spreading how it needs to spread, and run ads. Like, you don't always have to be putting yourself into this spotlight in order to move things through. But I don't know. It's an interesting one. It's a very interesting one. But yeah, I spent the weekend playing chicken with myself. And my brain's won. But never mind. I'm quite excited about this. So, it's not finished. It will be finished this week. I want to show you guys the final piece before Friday's episode, because then I want to go ship it, because our conference is this week. And like I said, I was hoping to have got that before the conference, but c'est la vie. C'est la vie. All right, another week ahead. I'm going to go. That's it. Tea with Maja. Just a quick, short thought this morning. Don't forget to fit your stuff in. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Make sure your health is in there. Make sure your training's in there. Make sure this is being taken care of while you are moving through moving through the world, and moving through life. Don't forget to take care of you.